back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a transmission fluid flush, as you can already see by the title of the video. I've heard a lot of good things about the Amsoil cocktail. So you can see I've got the fluids right here. Two of the manual Synchromesh transmission fluids, and then the gear and transaxle lube. Everyone always rants and raves about the that combination of fluids. Before, I just had Royal Purple Synchromesh in here, so that's been in the car for about 30,000 miles. I'm going to go ahead and drain that out, show you guys how to do that, put that new fluid in, and see if there's any difference that I can tell from the setup. Go racing tonight. So let's get to it. Step one is get your car in the air so that you feel comfortable having access to the transmission so that you can drain and fill the fluid. I think y'all will be sleeping on these quick jacks. I'm telling you what, man. Don't. They do the trick. This is me just laughing at you all who are still jacking your car up with a regular jack. I'm done. Are you? Alright, now that we got the car in the air, I'm going to show you everything you need for the job. Obviously you need your fluids. You're going to want some kind of a pump to get the fluids into the transmission. That's just like a cheap pump that you can get at the auto parts store. A ratchet and the 8mm hex key, or hex Allen socket, whatever you want to call that, and probably a regular Allen key as well, just because the fill spout is kind of hard to get to in the transmission. So with that, we're going to get under the car and start draining. Alright, so before we start to actually drain the fluid, here's a little pro tip for you guys. I'm going to make sure that I can crack this fill spout free before getting to draining anything, just to make sure that one, we can actually refill the fluid, because you don't want to sit here, drain all your fluid out, and realize that, oh, you've got a seized, you know, fill spout. So that would be not good. Alright, fill plug is broken free. Let me show you which one that is real quick. Alright, so when looking at the transmission, there's the top, or the front of the transmission that connects to the back of the motor. Right here is going to be your drain plug, and then right up here on the side is your fill plug. They're both going to be that 8mm Allen key. So you're going to want to go ahead and put your drain pan in place so that you're ready for the fluid that comes out. See how the fluid looks when it comes out of the drain plug. One thing you can do is drive your car around for a couple minutes, just to kind of get all the fluids warm before you drain it, just to kind of help make sure you get everything out. But as you can see, the transmission fluid's not super thick or anything, so it should drain out relatively well. And once you've got it to this point where it's obviously not flowing heavily anymore, you more or less can go ahead and put the plug back in. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off real quick and go clean this drain plug, because I put some Teflon tape on the drain plug just because there was a little bit of wetness the last time I filled it up, so I'm going to reapply some new Teflon tape. But now that I've got new Teflon tape on this plug, we're going to go ahead and put it back in, close her up, and then get ready to fill her up. Ooh, that was close. You don't need to over-torque this, just get it nice and snug. Now comes the long, arduous process of fucking pumping this thing. This pump gets the job done, but it kind of sucks. There's gotta be better ways, you know? Now that I got the fluid going in, I'm gonna just kind of keep my eye on this and hope it doesn't squirt back out onto my face.
One eternity later.
Okay, one bottle down. Alright guys, that is the last bottle. So, we are all done. Just gonna go ahead and set this down. So there's two ways to know you're done. You either finish up your third bottle, Or what will happen is you'll actually start to have fluid come back out of the fill spout, because the transmissions are actually set up in just the right way so that they hold, you know, the perfect amount of fluid, and right when it's at its fill point, where it, you know, it's topped off, it'll actually start to drain out of the fill line. So I'm expecting to actually see some fluid start flowing out once I move this thing out of the way. It is dripping. Oh yeah, here we go. See, you can see the drip is actually sped up a little bit. That's because it's coming out of the fill plug. So now that that is full, we're gonna put this fill plug back in, tighten it down, and we'll be done. There we go, snug it down. We're all set. I'm just gonna clean this up. All right guys, there you have it. We are all wrapped up on the transmission fluid flush. I'm gonna go ahead and get the car down, probably just get cleaned up and take it for its first drive and see if there's any noticeable difference, and let you guys know my thoughts if there is. All right guys, so let's have a quick talk. The biggest thing that I noticed from the transmission fluid flush, like the shifting wasn't particularly different between the Royal Purple and the Amsoil cocktail. The biggest difference I noticed was when I took it for the first drive, it seemed like I had to get the fluids up to temp so they could properly mix and whatnot, because for whatever reason, I went to like shift, I did like a quick pull on the way to the drag strip, and I actually got locked out from third to fourth, which never happens. So I think what happened was the temperatures weren't warm enough, so the fluids hadn't fully properly mixed because of the different viscosities. So that being said, since then have had no issues. Shifting feels great. So I definitely recommend the cocktail. I don't know if it's particularly better than the Royal Purple that I ran. So all in all, it's been a good choice. Everyone recommends it, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that it wasn't good, because it is good. I just don't know that it's particularly better than what I ran before, but I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's probably other benefits going on that I just can't see. So I'm gonna give it a big thumbs up, guys. So if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the other content I post. And that's gonna do it for this time. So peace out.